Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the podcast. Hi, my name is Eden Lee Middleman. I am your favorite dating and sex coach. And if I'm not, then I will be after this video. Before we get into today's episode, I just want to address the big blue knitted fucking thing on my head. I'm cold. I also have been wearing this hat all day and I have markings on my forehead. And I really wanted to film for you guys today and I really wanted to get this episode out. So if you're not watching this on YouTube, which by the way, go subscribe, like, do all those good things, then this won't bother you. But if you're watching me on YouTube, I just want to address that I have this really chunky hat, which I love, but I know it looks a little silly on me. Okay, just shut up about it. That's all I wanted to say. I often talk about relationships being a form of a self-exploration, self-discovery, and all of that good stuff. I've mentioned that you need to have your needs met by you and you only in order to attract a good, healthy person, in order to be a good, healthy partner, and to maintain relationships, both friendships and romantic ones. Someone actually asked me, how do I get my needs met? What does that mean? If I'm craving intimacy or I'm craving a hug from somebody, how can I do that for myself? Well, yeah, you can give yourself a hug if we're going to dumb it down and be like A plus B equals C, which we love to do out here. But getting your needs met is a totally different ballpark. And this is sort of the master key that you need to understand, to implement, and to explore in order for you to actually be able to date successfully. And I've made countless episodes that surround, this same notion and same idea, but I'm going to just be a little bit micro today and discuss it super organically. I don't have any notes on it. I'm going to express to you how I have learned to get my own needs met when I used to struggle with that, how I did that when I was single, how I still do that in a relationship, because I think a lot of us are unable to maintain certain things that we were doing that kept us feeling fulfilled and whole when we have a partner in the picture, because now you're like, it's just so much easier for me to lean on my partner. That's what they're there for. They give me sort of like the affection, the love that I'm yearning for. But then when they don't, or when they're having an off day, or if the relationship ends, or if something tumultuous happens, you feel like you can't stand on your own and you're constantly reaching, okay? You're reaching for this partner to provide you with things. So think about one of those like needy friends you had in the past. I'm sure we all can relate. They just kept reaching and grabbing and needing and wanting. I need this from you. I need more of that from you. You don't do this. You don't respond to me. You don't really ever make plans with me. Why do I la 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 la? And like sometimes there's some truth to it, but let's say that you really are not understanding where the fuck this is coming from. That needy friend is constantly pulling from you. And when you start to give to that friend or to that person, significant other, or even family member, you're depleting yourself. That's not to say that giving love, giving attention, giving affection, giving your time is a form of depletion. It actually can reinvigorate you, can actually pour into you and charge you up if it is a two-way street. I don't know why I get major anxiety saying the phrase two-way street, because I always think that you guys, and some of you fucking do this, always think that it's like a tit for tat. Well, like I did this, so now you have to do that. And I'm not going to do more unless you do that. That takes away from your authenticity of who you are and what makes you feel good. So sometimes giving to people, for some, that's a form of them filling up their cup and recharging in a sense. It makes them feel good. I'm not going to get philosophical here, but really nothing is selfless, right? We always do something because there's a reason for doing it or because we get something out of it, whether that's recognition from somebody else, whether it just makes us feel good, whatever. You feel depleted when you have to be somebody's source of happiness, entertainment, love, reassurance all the time. When that needy friend, that needy family member, or that needy partner is constantly begging for more, and no matter how much you give, it's never enough. They always need more and more and more, and it becomes just daily and routine. You become a slave to this person. Now you're lending not only what you have to give, but things that you have to give yourself to other people, right? We start to pull. Now, I'm hoping you guys are starting to understand the picture I've been trying to fucking paint here. Your needs, so whether that is you crave intimacy, entertainment, attention, reassurance, like the very basic things that we all kind of yearn for in relationships, you need to be able to confidently know and say and feel that you can provide that to yourself, for yourself, regardless of being alone and single or being with a partner. And how do you do this? There are many ways you can figure out how to get your needs met so you don't become unattractive to other people, so that you don't become clingy, annoying, unhealthy, honestly, or start attaching and becoming dependent onto somebody else. These are probably the biggest issues when it comes to relationships, especially within our demographics, 20s, 30s, whatever the case may be. Dating in this day and age, we oftentimes have not found ourselves. We're still exploring ourselves. We still know little to nothing about ourselves because we've totally numbed that mission down and have distracted ourselves by dating, by going out, by social media, by all of this other shit. So now we are behind. So this question, although at first I was like, what do you mean you don't know how to get your needs met? Like, go figure that out. I can't tell you. I'm starting to understand, and this is me taking accountability, that not everybody understood that mission. Not everybody understood that the reason why they are attracted to bad people, or the reason why they only attract shitty people, or why every relationship goes to shit is because they themselves cannot fulfill their own needs. And relying on somebody else for that is always a losing game. Your partner should provide you with those things as well, but you have to be able to provide them for yourself confidently. So when you're single, are you anxious? A lot of you guys are. When you're single, are you constantly on dating apps, swiping, trying to talk to everybody, trying to just, go out, get drunk, mingle, fuck, cuddle, always have 17 million people you're texting? The reason why you feel like you need to do that is not because you're cool, not because you're hot, not because none of that. It's genuinely because you cannot handle being in a moment of just silence with yourself and feeling all the things that have been boiling underneath your skin for probably so many years. In order to get your needs met, you do need to drop all distractions and have a heart-to-heart with yourself. So some people like to talk about journaling and yoga and whatever the fuck else, these TikTokers are saying nowadays. The real way of getting your needs met is in the moment when you feel like you need to reach out for somebody else to grab some of that or to receive some of that. You have to absolutely do opposite of what you've been doing. This will be difficult. This will be hard, and it might not be fulfilling right away. In fact, it probably won't be until you start to see the benefits of doing that, reap the benefits of doing that. Now, the benefits don't just come from, oh, wow, I'm able to give myself love. I'm able to hang out with myself. I'm able to be okay with myself. I'm learning about myself. I'm starting to love myself. Okay, these are very romantic, whimsical, amazing phases and stages we want to get to. And this is what's usually sold to us when we talk about our needs being met or exploring ourselves or not resorting to distractions. However, and I don't like to sell this as the underlying reason why you should get your needs met, but this is definitely going to get the gears going for you, because I know that ultimately, no matter what I say, you're still fixated on finding a partner, which again, nothing wrong with that. It's just you need to make sure that's not coming from a desperate, needy place where you're just using them as a means to whatever end you think you're going to get. When you get your needs met, you also become more selective. Not just every man or woman is going to sweep you off your feet. You are not going to be annoyed when you have little bits of dry spells, like your DMs are a little bit dry or you're going out and you're not getting attention or whatever. It's not going to faze you as badly. You're not even going to be on the hunt as much. In my past episodes, I have spoken about this hunt, this I'm on the prowl, desperate energy, I'm trying to go out here and find my person, la-di-fucking-da. And that it's gross and it's unattractive, and it's why people run the other way. Even if you're hot, even if you're successful, even if you're cool, even if you have money coming out of your asshole, it doesn't matter. When you come across like that, you need other people, people don't want you, because it feels like not only negative energy, but it also looks like you're going to be one of those stage 5 clingers because you're so desperate to find somebody that it becomes just gross and unattractive. You know this when people are obsessing over you, or when some guy doesn't leave you alone after you told them I'm not interested or whatever. You're just what the fuck? Ew, ew, ew. Even if I thought you were cute, now you're so not cute. So we do this to ourselves. The solution for this is getting your needs met, because when you get your needs met, you're not going to be interested in being on the hunt, because you're good with or without someone. Are you able to be in your own company and be happy? Are you able to connect with yourself? And we don't have to go super deep here. We can start off small. Why is it that you crave attention, external validation? Can we explore where that might be coming from? If not, do you want to go grab a therapist real quick? Like, how about that? Doing these little steps that will push you in that direction. Now, you're not going to reach success right away, and your needs are not going to be met right away. You have to, in the moments where you decide to not do what you normally do and like reach out for somebody else's attention to provide you with whatever needs are needing to be met in that moment, you have to find another way of doing that for you. So this is where you have to get creative, my friends. So the way I get my needs met when I'm in the moment and having a bit of like, ooh, I'm feeling lonely, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling upset. Like, what am I going to do? I do things that work for me. Take a walk with my dog, even if I fucking don't want to be out there. Like, it's motherfucking blizzarding outside, okay? Like, look at the fucking toque on my fucking face. It could be cleaning, like just deep cleaning the house. It could be doing things like that just to step away and to have that moment of like, okay, I don't need to do that. And I can survive a few minutes without doing what I normally do. And here's what I'm going to fill my time with, right? So this is a better distraction, which eventually proves to you, because we only learn through experiences as human beings. We only believe ourselves if we experience that. So if we show ourselves that we can survive past these moments or these bad days or choose a healthier alternative, we are proving to ourselves through experience that I can figure it out on my own, that I can be resourceful, and that I can fill my own cup, that I can love myself. Loving yourself is not just grabbing your fucking dildo and fucking yourself, which, hey, is one of the things I'm going to get into, and we'll discuss that. You can't just translate what getting love from somebody else is versus what getting love from you is, because it's going to look different. Because what we think getting love from someone else is, hey, I've got my partner here. We're going to love each other, cuddle, hug, maybe talk, maybe go out for a drink or grab dinner, maybe fuck, like whatever that looks like to you, or validation. You put on a dress, you go and you see your man or your girl and you're like, do you like what I'm wearing? When you go out and guys are saying you're hot, can you find another way of feeling hot and telling yourself that you're hot without looking at the mirror and saying I'm hot? Because I know that doesn't work for everyone. And I know that we've been pushing that solution, like affirmations and mantras, like that doesn't always work for people, especially when they haven't gotten to, I would say, a healthier level, right? Because affirmations and mantras don't work if your headspace and if your mind and body and soul are not aligning with the words that are coming out of your mouth. Some people say to do it long enough until eventually it clicks, but I'm going to be honest with you. For me, when I did that, when I wasn't in the best headspace, I literally was just lying to myself, and I felt it. And it made me feel worse because I was like, what am I saying? I don't feel this way. And if I do this every day, I'm just going to memorize these affirmations, and it's never really going to hit where it needs to hit. And I'm not going to do something just to do something if it doesn't give me what I need from it, right? And this is how you figure out how to get your needs met by you. Sometimes it can be really overwhelming to go from like being really unhealthy to healthy. And there is a gray area here, and I have mentioned this tactic before, and I will mention it again. This is great for when you have the itch to, message a toxic ex, or when you have an itch to just fall back to old habits and bad behaviors. I want you to do these 5 things. I want you to first take a breath. Okay, as cheesy as that sounds, take a breath. Stop. Don't do anything. Don't react when you feel something. Not every feeling needs or deserves a reaction. This is a power move. When you tell that fucking brain of yours that likes to play fucking games that, nope, this does not need to be this big of a deal. This does not need a reaction. This is a thought. Come and go as you please, baby boy, baby girl, because I am not giving this attention, because when I do, what happens, right? We do stupid shit that we regret later. Deep breath. I want you to go grab a glass of water, and I want you to hydrate yourself. I want you to eat something small. I want you to go fuck yourself. So go masturbate, no porn, and I want you to sleep. Take a nap, quick nap. When you do these 4 to 5 things in that order, when you wake up from that nap, and it can be a 10, 15-minute power nap, I promise you that what you were feeling, the need that you needed to have met in that moment, it won't feel as severe, and you'll have clarity up in this brain. Because oftentimes we think that we need other people to provide us these things because we've used that when we needed a distraction from figuring it out for ourselves. We like the easier route. We think that it's better for us, or in the moment you don't really care what's better for you. You just don't want to feel what you feel. As human beings, we are stuck with our body, our mind, our heart, our soul, our memories, our experiences. We are stuck with that for the rest of our life. I say stuck only because you are stuck with it if you are not going to address it. If you address it, you will no longer be a prisoner in your own fucking body. And you won't be resorting to things that never are in your benefit, that just reinforce bad habits, things, thoughts, and feelings. A part of why you have not learned how to get your needs met is because you don't think that you can meet your own needs. You really doubt yourself. You really don't think that like you can love yourself because maybe you hate yourself. Because maybe you think that you're ugly. Because maybe you were told whatever the fuck it was in the past. If you don't believe that you can meet your own needs, fine. You know why you don't believe it? Because like I said, experiences are what build our value system, are what build our beliefs. It's through experiences, which you have not experienced and which you have experienced. We resort to how we felt when we experienced something similar. And this is all a process that's done in milliseconds that we don't even notice happens, but that is how our brain brings up emotions and feelings. Because this specific situation triggered a memory back here, and that's how you felt when you experienced that memory. And this seems like the same thing, and now I'm feeling this. So when you know that, you have to change the experience. So you know that every time you feel sad, you reach for distraction because you're bored, lonely, whatever, and it spirals. So you go on Hinge and you find whoever and you try and make a plan for tonight, and you go and you have sex and you do stupid shit and you didn't really like them and you're texting them and you're sexting them and you're just wasting your time on people that you know deep down inside are not at all ever going to be a part of your future. You don't want them to. You don't mind if it's in the near future because you want to waste time. What happens is that you just revert to doing that over and over again because it made you feel a little bit better. It distracted you at the heat of the moment. And now you're like, okay, that like, it wasn't the worst thing. So like, I'll just do that. Like every time I feel that way, just because I need to talk to people, or I just need to hang out with people, or I just need to do that. So you pull back from those experiences of when you felt that way and what you did. And if that helped you in that moment, so now you're reverting to it and resorting to it. We have to retrain. We have to change. That's why the biggest struggle will be when you feel like your needs are not being met by yourself in that moment, to not do what you used to do something different. And I hate when people say this to me, but it is absolutely true. How can you expect the outcome to change when you are doing the same thing? When you're doing the same thing over and over again and you expect a different outcome, there's something wrong in the membrane, my friend. You saw once, it didn't help because you still yearn for stupidity afterwards. You realize how empty that stupidity is, how stupid that lifestyle is, how it doesn't benefit your long-term dreams and goals, what you hope or wish one day you can achieve or get or be with or whoever the fuck, whatever the fuck. Your future self hates you. And your future self is you now and now and now and now as the minutes go by. But you think, it's way far out there. So I can fuck around and do the shit that I'm doing now, and I'll deal with it later. Every minute that passes, your future self / your current self, this is getting really confusing with time, is suffering and dislikes you more. So in a way, when we don't go through the hard moments and choose better alternatives, you are actually reinforcing that you are incapable of doing that and reinforcing negative thoughts and feelings towards you, lowering your self-esteem, heightening your self-hatred, getting you more angry and frustrated that why life is like this and why it's not working for me, whatever. Your little choices or big ones put you here. And as time goes on, and I'm not trying to scare you guys, but it is a fact, when time goes on, it's harder to break habits that you've reinforced. The older we get, once our brain is developed, it is very hard to go back and change. It takes such a journey that is amazing sometimes for so many people, and it is necessary for the vast majority of us to experience. but it is excruciatingly difficult and painful, mind you, for a while until it gets better. And the problem here is that we don't continue the journey long enough to really reap the benefits. So we just say, fuck, it didn't work. Fuck this shit. Right? This is the same with everything in life, right? We always come down to this. What I'm talking about is not just relationship related. In the moment when you are feeling like you need to reach for something else to get your needs fulfilled or met, you need to ask yourself, that is not an option. What else can I do? I don't know if giving myself a hug is really going to make me feel loved or comforted or give me some sort of validation. You know why I don't know? Because I haven't tried it. Sorry. I'm a stubborn ass person too. When people tell me to try new things, I'm like, go fuck yourself. But then I come to the realization on my own. I'm like, well, I did it on my own terms. Okay? So do it on your own terms. But mind you, time isn't working for you. It's working against you. Okay? And it'll just be harder. So if you don't start today and choose one healthier thing, the next day choose an even healthier thing, test that, sit in how you feel. Sometimes just not doing anything can really help you as a baby step. It's very hard to sit in a lot of emotions, and some things will be brought up that you didn't even know were there. So give yourself 2 to 3 minutes on the dot to just sit and feel, and then choose to make a move. This will train you to sit and feel how you're feeling and to accept and to allow it to come and go and to not react in a way that reinforces the negative emotion or feeling, and then trains your brain going forward that when we feel this way, it is bad and we need to do bad things, or we need to do stupid things, or I can't do it on my own. You've never given yourself a shot, chances are. You've never actually sat there. You've never actually chosen to try and get your needs met by you. Here's the thing. You're going to die by yourself, with yourself, nobody else. Doesn't matter who's buried next to you. It's fucking bones, baby. And I'm not trying to be morbid. I'm not trying to scare you guys, but it's time to wake the fuck up. We don't have endless amounts of time on this planet, yet we act like we do. You are only here for a limited amount of time. Make it count. Just try your best. You know, like I'm not even out here shooting for the stars and the moons here. Try your best. The journey in and of itself will be the most rewarding thing. You know, as you get older, knowing that this year I accomplished something beyond just, you know, whatever external thing, you know, I'm told is supposed to make me a better person. Like I got a job and I had some kids, you know, and I'm not downplaying that. It's a big milestone, big deal, 100%. But internally, you can have the kids, you can have the job, you can have a great partner who's probably suffering because you keep mooching off of them to get your needs met. But internally, you'll never be happy. And the funny thing is if you keep going at the pace that you're going, by all means, it's your life, not mine, you're going to realize that even when you reach to get your needs met, that they're never actually met. It's a total facade. It's a total facade. It's wild how we're able to trip ourselves up like that and actually believe in this bullshit, when in reality, our needs are never fully met. It is a total distraction in the moment that shifts our attention and our feelings into a different environment, in a different place, a different thing, a different situation. Instead of realizing you're the problem, you think your relationship's the problem. It's crazy how we like to shift the scenarios so that it's more painful really for us, so that like everybody else shit, so many things are shit, life is shit, everything sucks, I can't do it on my own, I need to distract myself, nothing is fulfilling, life is empty, no point. But it's so hard for us to be positive and say, no, maybe I can change it. No, maybe I just need me. We are negative Nellies by default. And it will feel like you're working against you, but that's when you know that you're challenging yourself and you are creating growth and movement in your life. Because if you feel stagnant and stuck, it's because there is nothing that pushes you, challenges you in a better direction. For me, I don't know if it's because I'm a Scorpio, that my sign is all about like death and rebirth and going through this journey of breaking down to build myself up and breaking down. That has been my life. Those stories are all shared on my subscription, YouTube and TikTok. So if you want to subscribe, you can get all the juice there. But my fucking God, my life has always been what I felt was just this crazy behemoth of a motherfucking roller coaster. Shout out Wonderland. If you know, you know. I always used to say, like, I can't catch a fucking break. Until this day, sometimes I'll have, like, my breakdowns and I'll just sit there and I catch myself trying to say, like, I can't get a break. But every time I go through these hardships, the brightest days are on the other end of it. The best experiences, the best opportunities are on the other end of it. And I always survive it. So I just feel it and I look that shit in the eye. When you feel lonely, when you feel sad, when you feel like your needs are not being met and everyone sucks, I want you to sit in that and look at that in the eye and say, I'm not scared of these feelings. I'm not scared of dealing with this. I'm going to choose to do something better. I'm just going to sit here for a few seconds and not react. It's okay to feel things, guys. It doesn't mean the world is ending though. It's inside here. It's not here. But because it's inside here, in the brain, in the head, our eyes become suddenly this projector of a movie. And now everything around you is just looking shittier and scarier. Turn off the projector. Take in what you're feeling and say, and what? Okay, and. If you're in a relationship, this can be hard because, you know, we tell ourselves, and nothing wrong with this, right? But everything in moderation. And that's the key to life. We tell ourselves that, oh, I'm dating this person and, you know, let's say they live with you even, and I'm feeling down. I'm feeling like depressed. I'm feeling lonely. I'm feeling like unfulfilled, or things aren't really working out, or my side hustle isn't becoming like this big, ginormous brand like I wanted it to be. Things on my vision board aren't coming true, whatever the fuck. And then we go to our partner and we're like, why aren't you giving me attention? Are you upset at me? I feel like we've been distant. Can you love me? Because you're in a bad headspace or because you think your life is going to shit, you start to look at your relationship with the lens of, why aren't you giving me what I need right now? Do you not love me? Is something going on? You've been weird. And we dig 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 and we dig, almost praying and hoping that we find something, that we can shift our feelings and our unmet needs onto this person and blame them for it and have them come up with a solution. And we sell that to ourselves. So that when they do give us a little bit of love, you're like, oh, okay, good, I feel better. But the next day, it's as if it never really happened. Your needs will never be met if they do not come from you. That is the funniest thing about the manual of our bodies, of our lives, of being human that we honestly have never received. It's time to take inventory and to notice more when you start to have these thoughts and feelings and what you resort to. Even if you do slip up and resort to these things, how do you feel after the fact? Are your needs really met? Could you have done it without that? And what exactly could you do for next time on your own, by yourself? This will help build independence, self-confidence, build your self-esteem, only because you are showing yourself that you actually can versus cannot. It takes us almost proof and evidence, because we are our biggest skeptics, to say, okay, yes, I am capable. Or, you know what? I can meet my own needs and I don't really need to resort to this. And I can let my partner be my partner and be an equal rather than somebody who has to cater to me, right? You can build healthier relationships, but it starts with yourself. Because if you're unhealthy, you're going to literally throw it up on everybody else. You can run, you can hide, you can try and fake it, whatever. It will literally ooze out of your fucking pores. Prove yourself otherwise. Choose to meet your own needs. Show up for yourself. Listen to yourself, but don't always react without a breather. We don't make big decisions without some time to think on them. So why don't you treat yourself the same? You are a big goddamn deal. You are a big decision. You are a big person. You are your person. You are your only person for the rest of your life. So why are you not treating it with such importance? You can take care of your houseplants and your fucking dog and treat them better than you treat yourself. Let that sink in. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. It really means the world to me if you made it till the very end. I really hope that this helped. If you guys have any other topic requests for future podcast episodes, leave them in my YouTube comments of this episode or send me a DM with any advice-related question. You might be featured in future podcasts. Thank you to the person who requested this very episode. You guys know how I do. I give the people what they want. We have a spicy episode coming out next time. So make sure you're following the podcast. Rate it 5 large and in charge stars. It helps me out so much. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, give it a thumbs up, and hit the bell so you are notified when that spicy episode comes out. Take care, and I will see you guys back here soon. Bye.